Her triumphs, I took a group of women that didn't believe in themselves, and I just believed in them. Her trials,
I never wanted to go to practice. I was losing a ton of weight.
her story,
I just put my faith in God and just trusted the system.
her why.
I want people to see what I did and say, oh, that's so awesome. I'm going to be better than that. That would be how I hope that this journey ends.
This is Her Why, where we tell the stories from BYU women's sports. Here is your host, Lauren McLean.
We're so glad you've joined us for Her Why, where we celebrate the women who make BYU sports great. Joining us now is junior forward for the BYU women's soccer team, Erin Bailey. Thanks so much for being here with me, Erin.
Thanks for having me. This is so fun.
This is fun. Let's start out with something fun because I love your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful brunette.
Thank
you
you.
used to be blonde.
Yes.
So what inspired the change?
Oh, I don't know. A lot of different things. I was kind of tired of just getting my hair done. I was tired of going in and spending like $500. Just kidding. That's like an exaggeration.
I can relate.
But like,
though.
I was so tired of just getting it done and then like always the grow out and all that stuff. Like, cause I've been dyeing it since like freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And then I looked at like famous celebrities that have like the same like coloring. Like I looked at Hailey Bieber and like other people where it was like, okay, here's them blonde, here's them brunette. And I was like, wait, low-key, I like it brunette. And so I was like, okay, let's just try it. And then I love it. And so
And you've
been
stuck
really
with
fun.
it for
yeah,
like
2
a
years.
year?
A
2
year.
years.
A year. No, wait. Almost 2 years. Wait.
Well, it's beautiful.
Thank you. You're so
slay.
nice.
You're
Slay.
slaying. Wait, did I say that right?
Yes.
Slaying. Okay.
Thank you.
They're making fun of me over there. All right. Your hair color may be new, but you're not. You're now one of the few
No.
upperclassmen on the team. What has that transition been like for you?
It's crazy because I always, and even now, I'm just like kind of a lot of energy, kind of crazy, like always just cracking jokes. And so it's like kind of weird that I'm like supposed to be one of the upperclassmen, like mature old people, but I don't feel like that. And Jen always cracks jokes about how she can't believe I'm an upperclassman and that she still sees me as a freshman. And yeah, the transition's been good though. It's just been really fun to like kind of step into a new role and just be able to find new ways to be a leader and to kind of step up into those responsibilities. And yeah, so it's been cool, but I still make jokes. I still am crazy.
Hey,
I'm still the one
the
dancing.
freshmen probably love you. They
Yeah,
probably
I hope.
love you and relate to you.
I think either I scare them or like because I'm too much, I'll walk up and I'll be like, so tell me everything about you, what you ever, like, and they're like, what?
Who you're dating.
Yeah,
who
I'm
you
like, so who are you guys going to take the date? Like, and they're like, so I've had 5 conversations with you. That's how it was like when they first came. And I was kind of just like all over them, but still am. But hopefully they're more comfortable with it now.
I was just going to say, you made them feel comfortable quickly or really uncomfortable. We don't know.
Yeah, but then it's like I always, I don't know.
I love
opposite
it.
day.
Who's been, since you're kind of one of the mentors to these younger girls now, who's been one of your biggest mentors that you've looked up to while playing here at BYU?
I think one of my biggest mentors would probably be Liv Smith. She is just such an amazing person and just so kind and just leads by example. And she was always just so kind to me here at BYU. I know I was always a little much, and she was always just like so kind to me and just always kind of took me under her wing. And I just think she's a phenomenal player too. And so her as like an outside back, you don't always get as much credit playing defense as like the forwards. And so I just think she was just so amazing and just so humble and just such a great person, and I just love her. And so it was really fun because I got to train with the Royals this summer for a little bit. So it was so fun to see her and play with her again. And same with Brecken. Brecken's another role model that I have. And that kind of, she also took me under her wing, and like just to see them again, it was so fun and so cool because they're just amazing and amazing people and amazing players. So it was so fun.
I love that. BYU is a young team this season, as we've mentioned, especially after losing so many of those seniors, some of whom you've mentioned to the pros. What were your expectations going in your second season in the Big 12, especially with so many new teammates?
Yeah. I think my expectations were the same, just to go into conference, non-conference, whatever it is, and dominate and give it everything we have. And I think obviously there's going to be a lot of learning moments and learning opportunities for this new team and for me and for even the older players as well. But I think that we really didn't have any lesser expectations. I mean, there was a lot of pressure because of how well we did last season, but I think everyone realizes, okay, we're a new team, and like what is our legacy going to be, and what is our like what are we going to be, and what kind of team do we want to create? And so it's kind of like a blank slate, and I think we knew that we had a lot of work to put in, but we knew that we were going to go and dominate and do what we do at BYU and just be ourselves and create a new name for ourselves. So.
I kind of love that, not lowering your expectations just because there are some changes. It's like, no, this is what we do. This is who we are, and we can go get it. So you guys have had some ups and downs already this season, which is okay.
Yeah.
But how would you describe, from your perspective, how this season has gone so far?
Yeah, we've had a lot of hardship, a lot of things out of our control, and that's been really hard to deal with just consistently being let down with things, like I said, out of our control. But it's always just been an opportunity to just get back up again and just keep showing the heart and the grit that we have. And I think grit is just a word that comes up a lot with our team and surrounding our values, because we have grit, and we know that no matter what comes and what we have to face, we will fight through it, and we will never give up. And it sounds cliche, but we'll never ever like back away from a fight, and we know that we can face whatever challenges come. And so although we've had a lot of hardships and it's been a rough season with a lot of things we can't control, I think we've done it really well in the things we can control, and I think we've learned a lot so far, and it's just hopefully peaking at the right time. We'll have to keep going and keep obviously winning games and just doing our best, but like so far we're not in a bad position, and we're ready to keep going, and just like now is when it matters. So it's just been really cool to see how we've like overcome and faced these trials. So
you've had some surprising losses, but then some unexpected wins
as
well. So what growth have you seen throughout the season in your team?
It's been so cool to see the growth for so many like people individually, and also just as the team, just to see how we've grown and matured in those few games that we've had so far. And I've kind of had a different perspective this season because I haven't been playing all the time, and so it's been really cool to just like kind of take a step back and look from the outside of how can we help support these new freshmen and new players that need to step up into these roles, and a lot is being asked of them, but how can we support them? And they've done that amazing, and it's just been so cool to see how many people have been able to step up and to just like show who they are and just how good they are, and it's just been so cool. Just to see that, I think, and just see the growth, and we've grown in so many ways.
You mentioned there's some uncontrollables, and you've had some pretty bad injuries, so we'll get into yours a little bit later, because it's kind of bizarre.
It is.
But then you had Ellie Walbruch and Tara Warner tore their ACLs, and they're the captains of the team.
Yeah.
And then you've been out with sickness and injury. Yeah. How have you helped these underclassmen to kind of gain that confidence, like, okay, it's on you. Yeah. You can do this.
I think everyone on the team has just done a really good job of just helping and supporting and just creating that foundation of support and of camaraderie almost, that we are together. And I don't think personally I've done anything like crazy. I just think maybe everyone has just really tried to just support, and I just do what I can, whether that's just at practice or at games, just like hyping people up or just like giving advice on what they need to do or like whatever. But I feel like they know what they're doing, so I just try to give them that confidence and support them and just do anything I can. But sometimes it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything because people are just like, okay, I've heard that. But
but it's hard. That puts you in a hard situation. Yeah. And you and Ellie are roommates, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, kind of.
Sort of roommates?
Sort of roommates, yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Like, well, we don't live together, but we're, like, at the same building.
Okay,
and then
okay.
Whenever we travel, we're usually roommates.
Okay,
so,
I love that.
So, like, kind of, but, like, not really.
Yes. What's it been like to watch her have to struggle through her rehabilitation and try and get back on the field?
Yeah, I mean, unless she's hiding it well, I don't know if I'd use the word struggle, because she is just amazing. She's, tackling this like a champion. Like obviously that's what I expected, and obviously I had no other that's exactly what I knew she would do. But she has taken it, like, it's amazing to see her growth and just to see how she's overcome this trial every single day. It's just like, yeah, like, that's what's going on. But, you know, like, I'm going to focus on my rehab right now. Or I can shoot it now, so I'm going to go take shots. And, like, she's hitting bangers already. And it's just, like, she's just amazing. And I just, like, I get chills, like, thinking about how inspiring she is and how well she's handled this trial. And she's just such a good example to me and to everyone on the team of how to be a leader, regardless of your circumstances, and how to deal with these adversity and these trials that come over on your life, even when it's just out of your control. And she's just so amazing and just such a great example. And she's just, like, it's just seriously, like, I've just been in awe of the way she's handled this, because it's just amazing. She's just,
that's hard to do.
Inspirational. Yeah, I know. And she's just taking it day by day, just, like, season every day, you know, just, like, taking every day, nothing for granted, and just, like, winning every single day.
Good for her.
So it's just so cool to see. Yeah.
So Ellie's been an inspiration off the field.
Yeah.
And on the sideline, I guess. And then you have Allie Frier, who's really stepped up.
Yeah.
She's the leading scorer this year. How do you feel like she's grown from last season from what you've seen?
Yeah, I think she's grown a lot. And she's just, like, stepped into that role, like you said. That's a lot of pressure to have. And especially with me going out, too, that doesn't help when I'm one of the only people she played with last year. And so just the way that she's just kind of handled this with grace and just with taking what comes and just, like, taking advantage of every opportunity. And she's just done such a great job of just, like, just killing it on the field and just, like, being a leader and just, like, doing everything that she needs, exactly what she needs to do. And so it's just really cool to see. And it's just, it's so fun.
So you guys have these expectations for yourselves, but others, I mean, the national media, right? And the fans have these expectations because it's BYU women's soccer.
Yeah.
That's what they come to expect, to come to Southfield and see a win.
Yeah.
And then you have these injuries and you have different circumstances and things that start happening. How do you stay motivated after tough losses to keep going and kind of remember who you are?
Yeah, it's hard, but I just think it starts with our core values. We knew going into the season it wasn't going to be easy. It's never easy. Even last year, it was not easy, and we did have some of those losses or ties or whatever it was, those hard games, or the ones we barely should have won. But it's just, we knew going into the season that it would be tough, and so we just had our core values set, and we knew that that's who we are. And so it's easy when we have set our core values, because that's what we rely on and that's what we fall back on, and none of the other stuff matters. None of the results, none of the fans, nothing like that ever matters when we can just fall back on our core values. And that's just, like, who we are. And it can be hard to stay motivated, but that's where we fall on our discipline and just, like, showing up every single day and giving it 100%. And I think once we show up, it's like, that's all that matters. Okay, we showed up, and then everything falls back into place. Like, we show up to practice, and then once we get going, we're going, and we're giving it everything we got. And so it's just it's really cool to see just the commitment from every single person on the team to those core values, to show up every single day and just to get it done, and not let the other things affect us too much.
And I feel like this is where you got to come in, because I feel like if things get too serious and overwhelming, you got to have a little fun, right? You got to throw in a TikTok here and there.
For sure. I'm always going to be the comedic relief and just trying to lighten the mood a little sometimes. Yeah.
Let's talk about what you've been through a little bit. You were out 5 games because of mono. Then right after you get back, you end up taking a soccer ball to the face, which caused internal bleeding to your eye. What? Like, who's ever heard of that? What was going through your mind when that happened?
Well, it was just crazy because at the beginning of the season and through fall camp, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel terrible. I can't do this. Like I was like, something's wrong. Something is wrong. I was emotional. I was tired. I was not myself, not able to think. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. This is awful. And I don't know what to do, whatever, da da da. And so then I was at practice one day and I was just like, okay, like I can't do this. Yeah. Anyway, I was trying to like press on defense. I was trying to do defense. And then Jen was like, okay, Erin, you're not doing yourself any favors. You look like you're going to pass out. So maybe go sit off the side. And then the next day is when I got like tested for mono and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, like makes sense. Because we were about to travel and I didn't even want to travel because I felt so awful and terrible. And I was like, okay, something's wrong. This is not normal. Yeah. And so anyway, I got mono and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. I couldn't breathe and I couldn't swallow my saliva for like a good week. And so I just got a really bad case of it, or I guess maybe just the fact I was like just trying to push through it for so long made it worse. But anyway, so I was out for a long time, but then I was just like, hey, it's only up from here. And I was like, let's go. Like just take what I can. And I really just tried to take all of the blessings from it that I could. So it was really cool to be able to go home, spend time with my family, just kind of relax and literally rest, because it would be like I would wake up after sleeping 12 hours and I'd go upstairs, eat breakfast, and I'd be like, oh, I need a nap. So then I'd go home, go back to bed, sleep again. And so it was really wild. But I was just really throughout the whole process just really trying to focus on the blessings and being grateful for every day and every moment. And that's just what I was focused on. And I was just thinking, like, obviously God has a plan for me, you know? Yeah. And so I was just like, okay, well, slowly work my way back. And then my first game back, or first game warming up, I was like, okay, like I literally feel like myself again shooting. I'm so excited to play. First game back, first 10 minutes, I score a goal, which was so nice and so lucky. Like, thank you for that gift. But then I get hit in the eyeball. Like, Allie's just like launching a shot and then it just like ricochets off a defender. And before I know it, I'm just like, oh my what gosh. Like it didn't even hurt because it was just my eyeball. And so, but I completely lose my vision. Like it's like a fog of a film and I like literally can't see. And I play the rest of the half. Like I think there was like 8 minutes and I couldn't see, but I was just like, I'm calm. Like I know how to deal with anxiety. Like I'm queen at this. Like I'm fine. Like just keep breathing. Like it'll come back. Like you're fine, girl. And then, but I literally couldn't see. But I was just like gaslighting myself into thinking it's fine. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh yeah, it's chill, it's chill. And so then I come off and I was like, Diana is our trainer. I was like, hey Diana, hey queen. I can't see. And she's like, oh okay. Like let me look. And then she looks at it and she says, okay, so you're good. Like, calm down. Like, everything's gonna be okay. But I'm gonna go get the doctor, and I'll be back. And I was like, the doctor? What? So I'm just sitting there, and Ellie Walbruch walks up, and she's like, dude, what's wrong with your eye, bro? There's blood in it. And I was like, what? And then, so then Diana comes back, and she's FaceTiming our team doctor, because the doctors were, like, gone for some reason. And then he's like, yeah, like, you're going to need to go to the ER. I was like, what? Like, what the heck? And so I literally, like, leave the game.
So what did your eye look like? Was it
I can show
just
you.
Bloodshot?
Like, I will literally show you. It looks like a sunset in my iris. Like, so my eye, yeah, it's crazy. It's my favorite thing, though. That's what it looked like.
Okay.
And so it's just, like, all blood at the bottom in the iris.
Oh, my gosh. I just realized that's like, what the heck?
Yeah. So it's, like, scary because I was expecting blood in the whites of my eye.
Yes, right. And that's what I was expecting.
And then they're like, no, like, there's blood in your iris. And I was like, oh. And so I leave in an ambulance. Like, they turn the lights on. Like, they're speeding. I was like, guys, this is not that serious. Like, so I'm just kind of, like, taking selfies. I was like, like this is kind of lit. Like, this is kind of lit. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, no need. Like, I just want to go play. Like, let me just play and then whatever. And so then I go to ER. They just, like, check for an orbital fracture and for damage to the retina and just stuff like that, like, serious stuff. And so everything looked good, which was a blessing. And they're like, yeah, your pressure is good enough so that you can fly home. But then I go to the doctor, the specialist, when I get home on Monday. And then he was like, yeah, you're out for a week or two. And, like, no exercise at all. Like, none. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? Like, I literally have like the worst case of ADHD like ever, and I can't exercise. How am I supposed to get all my wiggles out? And so then, anyway, so I just had to keep telling myself, control what you can control, and like it's got to be a reason, like God's plan. And so I just focus on what I can control, and it's just obviously just really is not fun that I had to miss so many games and so many opportunities and whatever, but it's just like I'm controlling what I can, and just to be able to be back with the team and do what I can. And it's just so fun to be able to finally feel like I'm getting my stride back and finally feel like I'm myself again. And it's just been really, really a lot of learning lessons, and it's just been interesting, and it's been exciting, and it's fun stories to tell.
It is great stories.
Oh my God, it's all for the plot, all for the posterity.
And now you can get your wiggles out again.
Yeah, I can. Finally, I can go run, and I'm like, thank goodness.
Well, I'm so glad you're back, and I'm so glad you're healthy.
Me too.
And feeling good for the rest of the season. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have more from junior forward Erin Bailey. This is her why. This is Lauren McLean. Last season on Deep Blue, we heard inspiring stories from many amazing BYU athletes, coaches, and personnel, including BYU quarterback Gary Bohannon, who's from a small Arkansas town, and how he went from Baylor to BYU and what it's like playing for his son. BYU quarterback Jake Retzloff talks about how one class prevented him from beginning his playing career as a UTEP minor and what it was like playing his last 4 games under tough conditions. Join us for this season, where you'll find more great Cougar stories, including football players Tyler Batty, Darius Lassiter, Chase Roberts, and Hinkley Ropati. And BYU basketball head coach Kevin Young talks about how getting fired was a pivotal moment in his life and his journey to BYU. Catch Deep Blue on the BYU radio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome back to Her Why. I'm Lauren McLean, continuing my conversation with junior forward Erin Bailey from the BYU women's soccer team. Okay, let's go all the way back from when you were little, Erin. When did you start playing soccer?
I started when I was 3 or 4, so I loved it from an early age.
From the age that they just even let you start playing, you started to play.
Yeah.
Did you play any other sports as well?
Yeah, I had 3 older brothers, and so I would kind of just like copy whatever they would do. So, I mean, I played basketball a little bit. I played softball a little bit. Like early ages. Like not like I was actually good. Except for like 8th grade year, tried out for the basketball team. I was so good. I had 2 points, I think, on the season. So I probably five missed threes in one game, and my coach was like, "Erin, stop shooting threes. You're not gonna make them." And I was like, "Wow, I'll make one day." But yeah, other than that, I didn't really do any other sports. Just like when I was little, and I did track actually a little bit in high school, but just to keep me in shape.
So really tough decision between basketball and soccer. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I just had a lot of potential.
Yeah.
In both, and like I was like an
had
all-star,
to pick one though.
All-star like shooter. Like I probably had like 8 missed layups on the season.
Set a record for most missed shots.
Yeah, probably.
Well, lots of kids play soccer. My kids are playing soccer right now. My 5-year-old and 3-year-old, and it's
so fun.
I don't know what you call it. It's entertaining.
Magnet ball.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Shout out to my son though, scored 4 goals.
Yes,
but
sir.
when did your parents and coaches realize because that's soccer's kind of the sport that everyone starts in. So when did your parents and coaches realize like, okay, she can be really good at this sport?
I think probably just like throughout that rec leagues, I would score like a lot of goals, and I would like cry if no one on my team cared. I was like, guys, why are you playing with the net? Like, yes, I know, like, your parents said they would pay you 50 cents if you touch the ball. That's a lot of money if you touch the ball more than once, but you're just playing with the dandelions in the back. So, yeah, I would, like, cry. And so I was very, very competitive. Still am. Yeah. Like, nothing's changed.
You gotta be.
Nothing's changed. But I think just when I would, like, score a lot, and I just loved it, and you could tell I just loved it so much, I just got... Like, there was, like, this coach that was just, like, watching, like, a club coach just trying to start a little team, like, up. And so he just kind of talked to my parents. He was like, "Okay, this girl's got to get in club." And I was like, "Okay, like, you think I'm good?
Yeah.
Like, let's go." So, anyway, I just started club. And then just, like, growing up, they were always just, like, all the coaches and stuff, they just said, yeah, she's got a lot of, like, potential. Like, she just needs to work really hard, and, like, she could go some places, but I don't know. Just like,
did you love it? It was something you loved.
literally, like, I've always just been obsessed with soccer. Like, it's, like, my favorite thing ever in the whole world. And, like, I loved it. Like, I don't think I would love going to practice, like, like, I would be sad if we didn't have practice or if it, like, got canceled or something. And I'd always just, like, try to make sure that practice was on my birthday. And I'd, like, always try to just, like, go to, like, because I remember my friend who I played soccer with growing up, she was always like, my dad told me it's fine if I don't like practice, but, like, you make me feel like I need to like practice. And I was like, I never said that. I just love it. Like, I'm just excited.
Like, I just want to be here. I just want to be playing all the time.
I'm just like, I just want to be here. But, like, anyway, so it's just so funny. But, yeah, I've always loved it. I'd always just try to do, like, anything I could, like, extra trainings. Me and my friends in like, my neighborhood, we'd always just, like, me and just, like, a bunch of, like, these neighborhood boys, we'd just go play World Cup in the backyard for hours, and it was, like, so fun, and, like, yeah, so I've just always loved it, and I just think that passion is, like, really what took me the farthest, was just being able to love it so much, and just, like, play to have fun, and just I don't know, just love it, yeah.
Well, you loved it so much that you were the top goal scorer in 6A in 2020 and 2021. That's amazing. That's super, super amazing.
Thank you.
What schools were looking at you at that point?
Not a lot, honestly. I wasn't really, like, reaching out to anyone. I only wanted to go to BYU. And
really?
So I was just kind of holding out for that. And then by my senior year, oh, wait, actually, no. Like, for my junior year was 2020. And I was talking to, like, We Were Stay and, like, UVU and then, like, BYU. I was talking to them since I was, like, in 8th grade, but, like, just kind of, like, waiting and just seeing what happened. But I really did want to stay in state. I'm such a homebody. Like, I love going home, and I was just kind of talking to the in-state schools, and then BYU the summer before my senior year, they offered me, and so I was like, yeah.
Is that why? Sure. Is that why you chose BYU? Is because it was kind of the biggest school with the most interest in you, or was there something a little deeper than that?
Oh, for sure deeper. I've always wanted to come to BYU. All of my family went to BYU, and just, like, you grow up going to BYU women's soccer games, and just, like, it's the goal for a lot of people, and it was my goal as well. And so it was just so amazing when I had that opportunity, and it's just deeper than just soccer. It's so cool to be at BYU, to just, like, be able to meet so many amazing people, and just to like, be in that kind of position of, like, being able to represent something more, and it's just so cool. And I just feel like being at BYU is just such an amazing experience, and now that I'm kind of coming towards the end of it, it's just been so cool to see how much my testimony has grown, how much I've grown as a person, how much I've grown as a player, and just, like, developed in so many different ways, that it's just, BYU is such an amazing place to be. And I think I knew that, and I think I knew I needed to be there, and, like, no one believed me. I was like, I'm going to BYU, like, I don't care. And then my parents like, okay, well, you gotta start figuring other stuff out, because they've already offered, like, seven commits I've already committed in your class. I was like, doesn't matter, like, I'm going to BYU. Like, I knew I was gonna come here. And then when I committed, they're all like, oh, like, she's serious.
They're like, oh,
I was
sorry,
like,
never mind.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't joking, but I was just always, like, dead set on it. And like, it was lucky enough that it worked out for me. And it was just, I had so many people that helped me and supported me to get me here, and it's just so cool. Just so blessed, and I'm so grateful to be here.
You had a goal and you achieved it. I love that. You went for it. You graduated a little bit early to join the Cougars. Is that weird now that you're a junior, looking back and you're like, whoa, I was really young when I came here?
Yeah.
What went into that decision?
I mean, I just, like I said, I didn't like high school. Like, I didn't have a lot of friends in high school, and I was just I didn't love being there, and I love soccer. And I was like, okay, might as well get started. Like, let's go. Like, I'm just so ready to go and just so excited. And so as soon as I knew that was an option, I said, see ya. Like,
I'm out of here.
Yeah. And it was the best decision I've ever made, because that was, like, the biggest transitional moments for me. It was so hard. I really, really struggled my first semester. so hard. I figured out like that I was diagnosed with ADHD. Like I was like, how'd you guys miss this? Like it's obvious. But like I got diagnosed with ADHD, anxiety, and depression, and it really, really struggled that first semester. But I really like kind of got a handle on it that semester, and it was just such a blessing to be able to figure that out and just how to work with that and how to deal with that going forward. And it just like really helped me to transition, because I know I don't think I would have been able to do that very well in the fall if I came in during the season. And so it's just so amazing that I was able to come early, and it was a blessing, and it was exactly what I needed. So it was amazing.
And now you can help a lot of other people that are going through similar situations.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I've seen a couple of places your nickname is EB7.
Yes.
How did that start?
I don't know. I've just like always been number 7, and I've just like it just started kind of in high school, just because like CR7, like a lot of people call Ronaldo that, and so it's just kind of like similar, like EB7 just kind of like rolls off the tongue.
That's cool.
But in high school that was like my nickname, and so all my soccer friends and all of them like called me that, and then it kind of just spread to everyone, and then it just kind of continued. And then that's another blessing, the way that it worked out for me to get number 7, like so cool. And it's just like cool. Such a blessing, and it's been so cool. A lot of things have worked out for me, and I'm just really grateful.
Amazing how that works. And it does roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
EB7, I love that.
Thank you.
Your freshman year, you didn't get a ton of playing time. And then your sophomore year rolls around. You are the leading scorer on the team. And you've said it most of the time, you could just tap it in. What changed that season?
Oh, honestly, a lot. Like a lot changed. And it started in the spring semester, the spring games. I was just so upset all the time, like so angry with whatever happened, whatever like happened to me. Like I just had a bad attitude. And so whenever any game happened, no matter what happened, if I scored, whatever, I would always come over like mad, like to my family. I'd always come over mad. And so during the spring games, it was our last spring game of the season, and there's like 2 games a day. And so after the first game, I come over upset per usual. Like I don't even know what happened in the game. And my brother was like, every time you come over here, like you're just angry and you're just so mad, like no matter what happens. And like, I'm kind of tired of it. Like I'm here supporting you, like whatever. And you're just like always mad. Like, how about you just be grateful for once? Like you're literally here living your dream. How about you be grateful for once? And I was like, I didn't ask for that advice. Like, I was like, what is your problem? But I was like, hey, like, that's actually so true. Like, he's like, you need to just be like a river, and like, whatever happens to you, and you are grateful no matter what. Focus on gratitude, and I want to see you come back happy after the next game, no matter what happens. And so the next game happens, and it was a lot longer of a conversation than that. Yeah. Obviously, I think we were out there for like an hour. And so after the next game, I don't even get in the game. And, like, not playing in a spring game is, like, unheard of. Because it's, like, you get everyone in for at least, like, 5 minutes. And so I was like, you know what? I'm grateful to be here. Like, I'm genuinely grateful to be here. I'm grateful I'm living my dream. I can cheer on my teammates, whatever. It was just, like a switch. And I was like, I'm just so grateful to be here. My family's here for me. I'm playing at my dream school, and I'm getting to play the game I love, and I'm just grateful for the opportunities that I have, you know? And so it's just like, I'm grateful. And so that was a pivotal moment in my career. It changed everything. And so going into the fall season, I just was like, I'm going to love this season no matter what. No matter what happens, I'm going to make the best out of every opportunity, and I'm just going to be so grateful. Like, gratitude was my main focus. And so I go into the season just grateful for every little thing I have, every chance I get, and every experience I get. And it was just amazing, because it's like it worked out the way I wanted it to. But I just know that even if it didn't, I would still have been grateful, because I had that mindset. And so it was just kind of a live in the moment, be grateful for the moment and live in the moment. And that helped give me the focus to go in and score when I needed to, and take advantage of the chances that I was given, and just to kind of stay level-headed and to just be grateful for everything just kind of gave me that, propelled me forward to like just have the success that I did. And I obviously couldn't have done it without any of my teammates and just their support and just their it was amazing just to see their examples. And like I said, just like all of the seniors and like Liv and all of them, they really just like helped me, and it was just so cool just to have that like mindset shift.
I think that's such a powerful thing to learn, and I'm curious if your coaches kind of caught on to that as well.
I think
as
they
it
did.
went on a little bit.
I
of
think
shift
they
in your
did
mentality.
100%. I think you could tell that I was a new player, a new person. I was just chill. I was just like I'm just confident in myself because I know it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like it's like soccer is my life, but it's not everything, and I know it doesn't matter. There's more to life than soccer, and so it kind of gave me that like ability to relax and to just play my game and just to be confident because I don't care about what the coaches think. Like obviously I care about like I want to do what they want me to do and I'm going to be coachable and whatever, but it's like I'm not going to base my decisions based on what I think they would want me to do. I'm going to do what I want to do and then reevaluate when they tell me what they think, you know? And so it just kind of gave me that freedom to just be myself, relax, and just kind of like step into the system and just be the player that they needed. And it was just, I think they could tell it was just a whole vibe shift. Like going into the fall camp, I was so happy because I just did so well because I was just so level-headed in a lot of what mattered and what's important. And I think also my testimony really kind of grew as well. And so it was just really cool to have like a higher purpose where as before it was just kind of like something that was there, but like not like the forefront of my mind, you know?
Right. I love that.
It's been really cool to see the growth and the development and all the lessons and how it's made me better. So
that's incredible. And I love that your mind's open to that as well. My last question for you is on your BYU profile, you mentioned that you love pro soccer.
I do.
You recently went to England.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So why did you go to England? Did it have to do with pro soccer?
Yes, it
Tell
did.
me all about it.
So we went to England for like a last-minute trip for Ellie's birthday. And her favorite team is Man United, and they were playing in the FA Cup final and against Man City. And so we went because of that game. And it was just so cool. It was the coolest experience I've ever had.
Wow.
And yeah, so we went and we watched that game. It was so cool. But my team's Tottenham, but the Premier League was over, so I didn't get to watch them play. But we went to their stadium, we toured their stadium, and it was just so cool. And I love professional soccer. I love watching it, and it would be so cool to go play in England or here. I don't know. The more that I'm like settling in here, I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of nice here. But I do love England. Like it was so cool to be there, and it would be so cool to play there for like a year or two. So open to options, but I love professional soccer. Like I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours and hours. Like I literally love it. I follow like everything, and it's so
Who's
fun.
your favorite player?
Oh, that's the thing is I don't know. Like I haven't really had. So I love Mbappe, and I think he's amazing and he's so good, but like all this like drama happened and I didn't like it. Like he was like, oh, I'm going to Real Madrid. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, yeah, I am. Oh, yeah. Oh, I need this. Like he kind of turned into like a drama queen. Like you don't like, I don't know. He just came like very like entitled. It felt like obviously I don't know him. Yeah. But like just the way I
feel like you do.
I feel like I know him. Like I thought we were going to get married. Like, but then his actions
obviously
just
he has a
changed
problem
that.
with commitment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Obviously. Yes, exactly.
Not the man
Red
for
flag,
you.
red flag, red flag. But yeah, so I was just like, this is, I was just, so now I'm just kind of like, because he was really, really good at like 18, and then that was in the like 2018 World Cup. And then I was like, what happened? Like, you think you made it? You didn't make it. Like, you're not Messi. You're not, like, I love Messi. Like, Messi's also my favorite. But like, now I'm kind of like, I don't know. Like, I love Lamine Yamal, but, like, I'm not that good of, a Barca fan. So it's, like, I kind of feel like a bandwagon. But I think he's amazing. It's so cool to see what he does. But, yeah, I mean, I obviously love Tottenham. So, I love Son. Like, gotta love Sonny. And it's just been so fun. I also love Madison, too. Like, all this. I could literally, like, list off everyone I love. Like, Brennan Johnson, like, he's phenomenal. Like, he deactivated his Instagram because he was playing so bad and he was getting like online hate, and then the last 6 games he scored 6 goals like in every game. That's cool. So it's like it's so cool to just like see his like resilience to adversity and stuff. I just love it. I literally love it.
What I'm gathering from this is you need to start your own podcast.
Oh my gosh, I
should. You totally should.
Wait, that's a good idea.
Yeah, hey,
maybe I should.
Just throwing that out there.
Good idea. you should have asked this question first. Then I could have been talking about this
That's
the
what
whole
we've been
time.
talking about. Okay. Next time for sure. Or just start your own, like I said.
Yeah.
All right, we're here with Erin Bailey Ford from the BYU women's soccer team. Erin, you are incredible. I can't wait to see what you do the rest of the season and then next year and just moving forward in your life. You're awesome. Thanks for being here with me.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks to Annie Robinson and Sydney Simpson for producing this episode with senior producer Cleon Wall. Her Why is a production of BYU Radio.